Welcome to another OctopusPro tutorial. This tutorial will cover creating and editing services, utilizing custom fields, and setting up dependent custom fields. So let's get started. First, let's navigate to the service settings. Go to the bottom left of the screen and click on Settings, then select Service Settings. Now click on Services, and this will access the main section where we can manage all of our services from. To create a new service, click Create New. This will open the new service form, which is divided into different sections: Details, Custom Pay Rate, and Custom Fields. We'll go through each of these sections step by step. Before I go any further, I just want to reference here the OctopusPro user guide, which can be found at help.octopuspro.com. This is an extensive guide that goes through every single possible question or setting adjustment that you would want to make. It goes through everything step by step with images and reference links. So if you're ever lost or ever feel like you need any help at all, even throughout this tutorial for any extra detail, please check that out at help.octopuspro.com. Now, firstly, in the details section, enter the service title and description. For this example, I'll create a service for a mobile shoe shining business. I've entered leather shoe shine as the title, and I've provided a brief description. The service manual section is for your technicians. Here you can just enter any notes, techniques, or step-by-step instructions that you'd like them to see for any given job when providing this service. This information is not visible to the customers, but it helps ensure consistency and quality in service delivery. Next, if we scroll further down, we have various settings to customize how the service behaves. There are different options that you can use, and all of them have a little I helper text button next to them. And if you click on or hover over that button, you'll be able to see more information on each of these. Also, for certain ones, such as requesting multiple addresses and displaying on the customer portal, also for the lead capture form, these different topics we cover in different videos in depth, and so those videos will go and show you how you can see exactly how the settings will manipulate and function each of the services and what they actually do. But for now, we're just going to be covering these areas generally. So if you go through here and you set these all up as you like and as you need for this service, I'm just going to leave them as they are for now. In the next section here, the cost and pay rate section, we can set up exactly how we're going to be charging our customers for this service. So we can see here, there's 3 different options for how we can charge. We can do by time, per job, or per unit. And this allows for full customization for any type of job or industry or service that you need to provide and how you'd like to charge for it. For this, we're just going to go to charge per unit, and we're going to create a custom unit to charge by. Now, the default value here is the default value that would come up when you first do it. So we're just going to leave it as 1, and we're going to say that we only accept even values. Okay. Now, if we scroll down a bit further, we have the unit setup section. So here, what we can do is actually type in what we want to charge as the unit. So for this one, we're going to charge per pair of shoes. So I'm going to say pair, and then I'm going to do bracket S. And then here, this is the label that, as you can see here, it says enter size in meters squared. That's actually what the unit label is. It comes up grayed out beforehand, anything is entered. So what you can put here comes up before anything is entered. So what we can put here perhaps is enter number of pairs. Okay, just so we can make it nice and clear for our customer. Then here we have the pricing description. So here I could say that this is our pricing policy. And here I could put the full policy of company outlined here, and I could put the full pricing policy so that that is set up, and I could have that specifically for this unit, so how we charge for that unit. Okay, and then if we scroll further down, this is where we can set up the rates for those units. So for each pair of shoes, we have here, we've set up our standard unit cost here. We can do, let's just say it's going to be $30. So that means that for every pair of shoes, the standard cost is $30. And then we have here how much time each service would take. And so this is how long the system will take into account for that service when scheduling. So we could say that it's going to take 15 minutes on average, and we can say it takes 10 minutes to prepare. And then if we wanted to, what we could do is charge a different rate for different multiples of shoes. So let's say, for instance, you wanted to charge, if they bought a minimum of 5 units, then you could charge a different lower rate. So let's just do that for now as an example. So I'm going to click the button here and say create a new rate. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to say that the new cost would be $25. So it would be $5 less than the standard. And the minimum unit is going to be 5 units. And let's just say it goes up to the maximum of 10 for now. So that means that I'll put this average duration as the same. And what this means is that if a number of units is entered above 5 or between 5 and 10, the cost that will automatically be charged will be $25. And once we've completed this, you'll be able to see this behave on the actual form. And I will step through and show you how that works. So you can put all the rates that you need to put in here at the different prices. And then we have the minimum booking price, which is pretty self-explanatory. And again, you'll see how this behaves on the service form. But let's just say we have a minimum booking of $30. And then we have here the geographical pricing. Now, for the geo zones, if we just click on this button here, this will take us to a specific map for this service. And on this map, we can just draw shapes that will indicate a certain price for a certain zone. So using these shapes at the top here, what I can do is draw out any custom shape that I need to create a zone and close it off. And then I can give this a name. So let's just say this is a regional area. And for this area that I've drawn out, we're going to need to charge a different price, which is going to be $45. Then all I have to do is press save. And that is now saved into this service. We're in a different tab, so I can just close this off or go back. And if I wanted to, I could add a different zone here as well and do as many different price zones as I like. Now this means that when the address is entered on the booking or on the quote, the price will come out reflective of this area rate that we're charging. Now if we just go back here, we'll close this tab and we'll move further down. We've got the bulk discounts and volume pricing section. So this is on top of the adaptive unit rates. The adaptive unit rates have, let's just say we're charging a different actual rate per different unit depending on how many they're purchasing. Here, what we can do is add a total discount if we wanted to on top of that or instead of that. So this is going to act slightly differently. Generally, this works well for bulk discounts. So let's just say if you ordered over 50 units, then we'd offer you 20% off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put in a minimum, let's just say for that example, 50, and we'll say it's going to be up to 200, and there's no extra time required. And we're just going to say that it's going to be a discount of 20%. So I'm going to put 20, and then I'm going to change the price measure here to percent. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to press save range. Okay, so that means that if any number gets put in above 50, there will be an automatic 20% off that will be added to that on top of the adaptive unit rates that we've set up. Okay, and then we have product section here, which I will do a whole nother video on explaining exactly how to set those up, but this is where you would assign them if you wanted to assign products to this service. And then we have the pay rates for the field workers. Now here, all you have to do is select the structure that you want to go ahead with and enter the details. So let's just keep it simple for now. I'm just going to say 50% and 50% for the upsell commission. And then I'm going to go ahead and click next here. And this brings us to our custom fields page. Now, the custom fields are what allows us to get more information from the customer or price specifically depending on the service and variables according to that service. So let's just say for shoe polishing, there are a couple of different things that we need to ask them that might change the price of the service. For instance, the colors of the shoes, we might do different pricing on depending on the process. So let's just go ahead and set it up. Right now, what we can see, if I go over here and I press new, and then I go to new quote, and I'm just going to open that in a new tab over here, and I scroll down to services. Currently, we're going to see that so far we have leather shoe shine, and we've got that service that's come up here that we can put in, and we can enter the number of pairs and we can get a price that comes out. So right now, as we set up before, if I put in 5, the lower price of $25 is going to come up, that unit pricing that we set up earlier. However, what we want to do is we want to be able to ask more questions and enter some more details that are going to be giving us a different output of price at the bottom, okay? And those are going to come up here. So I'm going to go back over to the custom fields, and I'm just going to show you that. So now you know what it looks like beforehand. Let's go ahead and create this new custom field. So this one is going to be color. So I'm going to go ahead and ask. So I'm going to go ahead and put this as the label that I'd like to ask the customer, which is what color are the shoes? And then I have helper text option here, which is again the I that comes up next to the options. So right here, I can just put some information if you require it. So okay, and then if I go down to field ID here, this is just something for the business side on the admin side of things so that we can organize all the custom fields and see clearly what they are, as you may have a lot of labels that are questions which might get confusing in a big list. So let's just put here shoe underscore color, so whether we know what we're referring to. And then again, we have some options here, similar ones to the service before, that change how this will behave, so whether or not we want these to appear and whatnot. So you can go ahead and set those up as you like. And then if we go down to the bottom, we've got the actual field type. And just here is a quick overview of the different field types and what they actually look like. These are all within the user guide, again, which is at help.octopuspro.com. And every single field type has its own page, exactly how to set it up, what it's going to look like and how it functions. So you can really dive into and get more detail there. But as you can see, these are just some images, so you can have a quick look and see what different options that we have. However, for now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be selecting the button group option, and it says that it's required to select one. So for instance, the checkbox group is an optional selection, or you can select multiple, whereas this one you have to select one. So we're going to go ahead with that, and we're going to put the color options in that we'd like. So the first one that comes up here, I'm just going to make black. And these are the different options that we have for each custom field. So we can change the cost, we can add additional time, we can add a dependent custom field, which I will go through properly in a second, and then we can add a package, which we cover in a separate video, setting up packages and how they function. So for now, I'm just going to add the options that I'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and press tick. I'm going to add a new selection, and I'm going to make this brown. And I'm going to go ahead and click tick. And then I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to make this white/colors. Okay. Now, if I go ahead and click tick here, and I press save, and then I'm going to go ahead and select all options here and make them activated for all field workers. If you'd like, you can leave them unchanged, and then you can go and activate them individually for each field worker, but I'm just going to do it for all. And then we've got that custom field here. So if we go back over to that new quote page that I had before, and I'm just going to refresh it, then I'm going to go down and I'm going to go to add that service again. What we'll see is that the custom field that we've made of the color has come up here under the title, and we can go ahead and we can click these different options. So we're going to be doing two things right now. We're going to set up the price for each of these to be different. So if I click on black, then it's going to be one price. Or if I click on white, then it's going to be a different one. And then I'm also going to set up a price for if they want to add a premium polish, if they click on brown, for then another custom field to pop up that will give us that option. However, I don't want this to come up unless they click on the brown. Okay, so we're going to go back and we're going to go to the custom fields page here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to edit the one that we already made. We're going to go down and click edit. And we're going to scroll down to those options and I'm going to edit the black one and I'm going to add an additional cost. Okay, so this additional cost is going to be $10. Okay, and then I'm going to click tick. And the white or the colored shoes I'm going to leave as the regular price. But now we want to add that option for the premium polish with the brown. So what we would do is we'd go down and we'd click edit and then add dependent. Now in the add dependent section, we're not actually going to be able to select anything. This is because we only have one custom field currently, and that is this custom field that we've made. This allows us to select other custom fields that would then pop up if they clicked on the brown option. So what we're going to do quickly is we're just going to save what we've done. Then from here, I'm going to create a new custom field, and this is going to be for our premium brown polish. Let's just say on the label here, premium upgrade. And the helper text will say, okay, and then we'll make the field ID premium upgrade. And then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go down to the field type here and I'm going to just make this one a toggle. So this is going to be a toggle yes or no or on or off. And that's just going to essentially say whether or not they'd like this upgrade. And then I can go here and I can say that yes, it affects the service price. And I'd like to charge an additional cost for this, which will be, let's say, $25 per pair. And then there's an additional time that's required. So let's just say it's going to be an additional 30 minutes if they select this option. Then I'm going to go ahead and click save. Now I've got two different custom fields here, which means I can go back into the first one. I can click edit. I can scroll down to the brown option and I can add a dependent to the brown, which is going to be the premium upgrade. I'm going to click on that and then go ahead and click the tick and click save. And then I'm going to say yes, apply it on all services and values, activate for all field workers. And now if I go back to this quote and I refresh it one more time, we go down to services and we add our service that we've made. You can see here that there is an extra price of $10 per pair. There is no price extra for the white. And if I click on the brown, then a new custom field pops up that says premium upgrade, and then I can click that on or off, and that's going to change the price and the time of the job. Okay, so as we can see, if I click away from that, that disappears. So this is our custom field that comes up here, and then this is our dependent custom field that we've set up to be linked to that. So now if we go back to the all services page and we go to the second tab here to custom fields, we can see that both of our custom fields are saved here. And on the right hand side, we can see that they're linked to that leather shoe shine service. However, as we create new services, we can also add these to other services as well. So these are universal and can be used across services if you'd like, so you can really save yourself time and create maximum efficiency in that booking process. So that covers the whole process of creating a new service from scratch, adding new custom fields to that service, and then creating dependent custom fields for those custom fields. And that is, again, just so that we can set each service up to price exactly how we need it for our business to get the maximum efficiency in the booking process, and as well making it as easy as possible for the customer. Thank you for your time. If you have any other questions, please refer to the user guide at help.octopuspro.com or reach out to our very willing service team. We'd be more than happy to help you make sure that everything is set up as you need. Each of these sections will be covered extensively in other videos as well. If you need more help, please be sure to check out all the other tutorials. Thank you very much and have a good day.